Hello. Welcome to Leap Taken. This is Mika here at Leap Taken. I talk about all things witchy, craft related, law of attraction, manifesting, esoteric, and everything else in between. And today I wanted to share my grimoire. This is my Cottage Witch grimoire. This is a very well covered, well used book. I took an actual book from, I think it's Patty Wigginton, The Good Witch's Daily Spell Book, and I repurposed this book. Lovely book. This is a lovely book, but it fit my Cottage Witch grimoire better. So thank you. I know some people gasp at using books this way, so I use this just to make sure it doesn't stay poofed out too much. But this is what I wanted, just a very thick, large book. So I've made some extra embellishments and stuff like this. I actually took this from a coloring book, Cottage Witch Grimoire and Book of Spells, because that's really what this is. And I have a dedication here, and I just said I dedicate this book to my decade-long journey to becoming a cottage witch. This book holds the details to my practice and my heart. And that's all very true. And just on this page here, what is a cottage witch, or what is cottage witchery? Oh my goodness, WCW. Cottage witchery is practicing magics and workings in and around the home. Simply put, a simple explanation. And my goal as a cottage witch is to maintain the hearth. The hearth is the center of my home. That's going to be my kitchen and dining area. So I'm very specific. And I just kind of write a little bit about my journey. Spirits and nature. I have another blessing here. This book has a lot of different things and elements in it. So we have just a palmistry guide I got from some, I don't even know where I got this from actually, scrap paper. I think I bought like a kit or something from Joann's, I believe so. And this came with this. I put this in here because I thought this is great. And I have lots of notes here, just little anecdotes and things like that. This book I got, I basically cut or printed and cut these other pages and put it on top of the actual pages of the book. And these are like downloads from Etsy. Sacred space, I talk about that. I want to make sure I don't skip anything. More sacred space, smoke cleansing. I mean, this book is all about my practice of cottage witchery. Let me be very clear. Purple. I talk about that specific color because purple is typically, my paper, the note papers I have here are in color. In purple, is because that is the most chosen color to kind of associate with witchcraft outside of black. It's purple. And I just have a daily affirmation. And actually, I'm going to read this. I am a witch. I am one with the universe, one with the earth and the divine. Let this day be free from strife and fear. Let only joy and love come near. With blessings given and received, I walk in peace in word and deed. So that's just something sweet. So I have all types of imagery, as you can see in this book. I have just some information here about the day of the week in the ruling planet. I don't have a lot of this kind of 101 stuff, but sometimes I just like to be reminded. So I included that. I have pockets as well here, and I have little notes on here about the days of the week. So there's a little bit more details here. So that's what these are. I love this, by the way. So yeah, I'll put this back here. We're back. Okay. Just more of this is really to do with just adding a certain whimsy to it. A quote. And some pages are just really just kind of giving the aesthetic. It's just really pretty to look at. I have some pages like this, but there's more material in here, even if it's like that. Another thing just in a pocket here, this is another quote. Wherever you live is your temple if you treat it like one. And I truly agree with that. And my home is that for me, it's my safe haven. I am receiving and radiating love. I have that here. I have another pocket here. In this pocket, I actually have some dried flowers. So that's what's in there. Moon Magic Communication Oil. So just a quick recipe. I have a lot of things where just papers and stuff like that where I just kind of have them loose, but this is a card, but this is where it goes in the book. And some chants as well. I love this imagery. I cannot express that to you enough how much I love this. Again, just more things like this. So this is just a card I created, and I have like, I'll put recipes or just spell bundles, stuff like that, like something I might have read, and I kind of shrink it down to something that works for me. So that's what that is. And then just a page where it's more about, you know, the aesthetic, I guess. I love all the imagery. I love what it kind of brings about. And actually, I've used this quite often, but I have more affirmation for the Cottage Witch. My home is a sacred place. I have all that I need. I am protected. And then here for abundance, I am rich with health and wealth. I am fulfilled. My needs are met. And then I just have a little paper here about the difference between affirmation and incantation. And the difference between affirmations and incantations is that incantations are usually written as rhymes. An incantation, I am healed in body and mind of imbalances of any kind. So there you go. And that's just something, a little witch tip that I like for myself. And then here, I actually use these to note when I'm calling the quarters, when I'm casting a circle. So I have a call to the west, a call to the north, east, and south here. And it's all well written out for me here. And I keep it in this little pocket right here. Love this. Okay. Again, just another, you know, more aesthetic page. I love the imagery here. I put this in my book and I own these. I have so much green in my house. So, and you know, I have the white cabinets and I have all this, like, some of this stuff is really like what my kitchen looks like is my point. And that's reflective of me. So this is a binding spell or ritual. And then I just talk about elementals here. This is something actually very near and dear to my practice. So it only made sense to add the page for this. More about thank your elemental helpers and about leaving spirit offerings for house spirits. And just little notes about burning sage or Palo Santo. And this is a tarot read, or I said tarot read, but you can get a reading from this spread that I wrote here for clarity. And then I have a section here for moon baths. And I got this again from that Cottage, which I have a couple pages throughout this book where I've used this. Just clippings from there that made sense for me, but this is for moon baths and sea witchery rituals with life-giving energy of water. And I purposely left like this paper. This is actually from my grimoire that I sell, and I just cut a piece out of the antique page because I want to put notes here. So I just want to leave that space. I eventually will be imagining writing in the margins of the paper and things like that with, you know, additions or any modifications. In place of smoke cleanse, use this, and I have a spray bottle, and then just some information here as well about rosemary and thyme. So just these little pieces and things like that, recipes. I absolutely adore having this. This is what I've always wanted for a Cottage Witchery book of shadows, and I now have it. This is another scrying with water. Just more information about that. And Rituals of the Unknown, a spell that unfolds before you. I knew I had to include that. I have some other like just information, common spell ingredients. Make sure I have these things on hand. And this, if you can tell, was from the coloring book, but I work with gnomes, and I just put here gnome is for luck because I actually work with this energy. So why wouldn't I not add it? This is just some information about beeswax rose water recipe. It's written in like a pink ink, so it's gonna be really difficult probably through this camera to make out. I don't know if you can see that, but it's there. It's there. Okay. Again, more of like an aesthetic page. Just, I love this look. And the gardening. This is actually a pocket, so I have room for something. And this, I switched up the texture. So like this is just a smooth paper and this is like a glossy paper as well. But this is a pocket for me to add something. And this is just some information about scrying with fire. And this is a fairy tarot spread. I had to have this. I didn't color it in. I kind of like the black and white with all the color going on here. I don't know, I dig it. And this is kind of the section about fairies. So fairy magic and friendships, inviting fairies to spells and rituals. And I just have information here, just a little quote from Practical Magic, the movie, actually, and the book. So I have that here. And then we're getting into just, I really wanted to kind of give a total different vibe to this book. Some things like the media that I used is really diverse, and you'll see as I continue to flip through. So this was like from magazines, and I just love the way this looks. And I talk about mugwort here. This is like my herbal section. And just notes about like for star anise and vanilla. And I like these little parchment paper that I just kind of plop in. I wanted it to be like this where things are kind of loose. And this is about thyme and aloe. And then I have here 10 summertime essential oil diffuser blends. So for the Cottage Witch home, this is invaluable. So I have things for the smell of fresh linens, and this one's called Late Night, and so forth. Again, just a little bit more aspirational here, and for me to write notes as time goes on if I need to. Lucid Dream tea recipe, a divination tea recipe, calming tea, and then my Four Thieves vinegar. I actually did a video on this recipe. And then I kept these pages. So this is what the original book looked like. A sun spell to eliminate stress and storm moon spell for renewal of energy. I kind of like this. I like this, and I thought this made sense to keep because I wanted these spells in here. That's the only time I kept something. This is a hair growth oil. It's with henna, amla, and brahmi. A beauty jar spell, glamour magic. I have a whole other section, but yeah, this is one here, and this is about fern and as far as like the magical properties of that particular house plant, and just some information. Again, I have like correspondences, like the kitchen witch section of my Cottage Witch Book of Shadows, and these are meat correspondences, magical properties of meat. I love that by having that information. And then this is just a recipe here for celebratory citrus cookies. And I have like additional notes here. This is talking about, again, more using rosemary and basil, how to use it, that sort of thing. Other magical properties of garlic, lettuce, onion, and pomegranates. And just a little note here about all food is sacred. Eat what you need, share what you can, express gratitude, and pass the knowledge along. All food is sacred. And then seafood correspondences. So I have that as well because I like to employ kitchen magic as well. And vegetables, just your magic properties of vegetables as well. I have a nice little list here. And I just like having little things like this that just pops out. Candle charms to bless the home. And this is a Lux spell bag. And I add notes as well. Again, I like to change it up. So this is like a glossy photo finish with this imagery, and back to a more matte finish. I absolutely adore this, caring for the spirit of your home. So I have some information here. Love this. I love these jars. Signs there are fairies in your home, so I have that information as well. and a protection pouch. I have a whole section on protection magic, but I like to have that as well. House goddess ritual, and something here on banishing. So I have, if you notice, it's a little bit of everything, at least that I need in my practice. This is on balance. Use this when you feel as though your life is out of balance or you're trying to find balance between two or more paths. So I have this information here. And spell kiss, this one's for love, this one's for prosperity. Home and hearth goddesses, so I have some listed here. And a little bit more information, crafts and creativity deities, just more about deities and stuff like that. An all-purpose anointing oil that I use cannabis magic on how I can use cannabis. In my craft, psychic and divination herbal blend, I have that here. And I just loved the way this looks. It's just so pretty, which leads us into the wheel of the year. Now, a heads up, I did not go, I just started. I don't even know when I set this up because I set all the imagery up first and then I actually filled it in. I don't know why I started with spring. Maybe I was in spring. I don't remember, but just love the imagery. And then it's a section here on Beltane that I set up. I made abundance baskets. I actually did this 2 years in a row, so this is something I'll be doing. Abundant and love basket as well, and then just informational Beltane jars. These are sort of like activities for the spring. And then summer. And if you notice, I have room on the page, so I can come back in and add notes and any details or something new. Summer full moons, I just list that here. And of course, there's Letha, and I talk about that. Llamas, I have that here. And because you see, we go into winter. So with winter, I talk about gratitude. There's a Yule Tarot spread. I have this gingerbread cookie spell. And then we go into autumn. And I just love these pages. I took these out of books. Books that just wasn't really working for me. So I just cut the book up and used the imagery. So this, like I said, it's a mix of a lot of different things. So I talk about Mabon here, Samhain, and my Samhain oil blend, which is perfect. Love this recipe. And now we get into the different sections. So this is love. This is something that was in my abundance and love basket. So I want to keep it here. Once I dismantled the basket, I wanted to keep that part of this because this is important. This is an envelope, but it contains a note to myself. Magic herbs for love spells. I have that here. Honey jar, like my basic foundation for that. Alternatives to burning like white sage as well for like cleansing for your love magic to take place. Love mojo bags, that sort of stuff. And then we get into prosperity. So in this section, I have my money bowl instructions, how I did that, what's in there, and you keep feeding it so it doesn't stay the same. And I just love this imagery. So like I said, I like to have little pop-outs. This is an apple spell for prosperity, luck, and love, which was also beneficial. Deities for increasing money, have those here. And then we get into curse reversal. So I have notes here, experience, just kind of like a reminder if I ever need to remember, I can come to my book and find, in my own words, information, reversing a hex, this basically, by the way, on this page, this is love. Love is a big counter spell to a hex or any kind of curse. Love, you'd be surprised. And then I have a karma spell that I think I got this like off of Pinterest, but it seemed really powerful and I wanted to include it in my book because I've used something very close to that, but the way this was written, I loved it. So this is my happy home section. And I have a happy home blessing oil recipe. And I know you may not see it very well because of the ink I chose, but like up close, I can see this very well. And just so you know. Again, just imagery that is so pretty. I love this. A magical floor wash, dreams of abundance incense, blend, and then that leads us into our healing section. Just beautiful imagery. I love the way this looks. And then here I have a spell to increase friends. What was this? Yeah, friends and love. Yeah, so this is something I actually did for somebody else. This was a very powerful spell. That's what's on these pages. And then a self-care oil. Protection. Oh my gosh, protection. I have my notes here about working with ancestors, calling on them for protection. How a snake plant and aloe vera are also house plants that have very strong protective qualities. By the way, this right here, I thought this was an envelope, but it's not. It's just like but I love the way this looks anyway. Black candle for protection for the home, just a simple candle spell, a home protection spell that I wrote here as well. And then I absolutely got this online, but I like the protection spell jar. They did it better than me, so I just pasted it right here on the page. And then cleansing. So this is pretty straightforward. Love the imagery. I have just a blessing, which is also a cleansing. This section, because I have so much about this in the previous section of the book. And then transformation, again, just beautiful imagery. And I talk about moon water in this section, cord cutting and inviting opportunity, a spell I actually successfully did. And then there's psychic power. I hope I'm not flipping too fast. Psychic power. So I have a Samhain seance, a ritual to call loved ones in the spirit world. So I wanted this here in this section as well. And just beautiful imagery over here. Let me make sure you're seeing the whole thing. And then we have our beauty section. So I have a glamour magic for intention charms. I love this. It kind of leaves blank for you to put things in, but this is perfect. So as is, and color magic for your nails. Remember, it's beauty. And then another section here about glamour magic as well. I loved this, so I wanted to add this to my book. And it fits the theme. And then we go into the dream section, dream realm. So all things about dream. The writing here is pretty small, but up close you can see it's herbs, crystals, and just some information about making a dream bag. Also something I got online. I love this. This is from the Ink Goddess Creations and Tools for Dream Recall. I wanted to keep this information handy. Protection and dream work. Again, I just like the imagery. It fit perfect in the book. And finally, like a little mini a dictionary of dream symbols is here as well. The writing's really small, but I can see it up close. And then this is the last page. I just love this beautiful imagery. And then we're done. And I just have a blank page here. If you notice with this book, I took out all those additional pages because I didn't need it. This is all that I needed. And this is my Cottage Witch Grimoire and Book of Spells, or as I call it, my Cottage Witchery Book of Shadows, that I repurpose the Good Witch's Daily Spell Book. So I really won't be adding too much else. Like I said, I'll write in the margins and things like that, but we're past the point of I don't need to add anything like really brand new. It would be just kind of additional notes on what's already here, or maybe another card or something like that. But that's about it. So, I'll add things like this in here. This is open. There's I have something here. It's gratitude. And this is just a space to write anything I need to, or just, this has been used in something else that I did around, I think 2 years ago, maybe for this. So I would pull this out and sort of imprint on this blank paper, or one day I might actually write on here. Who's to say? But anywho, this is it. I think I started this in 2021, and I finally completed the book. This was something I wanted to do, and I did it, and I'm very proud of myself because a lot of us will start Book of Shadows or Grimoire, and we never complete it. We never see it all the way through. You might get halfway, you might just get a couple pages, and you've been meaning to get back to it, and you just don't. And I'm hoping that, these videos where I talk about grimoires and things like that inspires you. I love this. I like that it looks like it's barely holding on for dear life. I like, this is what I envision, a really fat book like this for these purposes. This is what I wanted. I love this. This is perfect for me, where it looks like things like all the goodies are almost gonna spill out. This is making my little witch's heart full. So thank you so much for watching. Get to your grimoires, get working on them. It took me till 2023 to complete this. I knew it would take a while. I didn't know it was going to take that long. But yeah, get to it. And I have more to go. My goal is to kind of have you guys as my accountability partners, whether you realize it or not, so that I can accomplish getting the knowledge from out of my mind into these books, because I am getting older. I don't know about you. I'm getting older, and I know my recall is, it's good, but it's not what it used to be. And it's much easier to just flip through a book and get to my information than making myself crazy trying to remember. It's okay. I have a lot of, listen, I've learned more things than I sometimes can remember over the course of my life. So it's okay that I have to use a book to store all this information, right? All right. So thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, share, click the join button to join Leap Taken membership here on YouTube. It's like a Patreon. You will be supporting me. There are perks. Also, go ahead and go to my website, leaptaken.com. The link is in the description also. And thanks again for watching. All right, bye.